Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing great today. Well, today we have something really fun. We are talking about the um, block level element and inline element. But first, we have to know why we are calling these two. This one is a block element, and that one is an inline element. So for the block, we mean that from the beginning, it will take the space or the width of our body from beginning to the end. But for inline, it just takes the space that it needs. So as an example, we have, let's just look at this one. You see this HR is a block element because it took from here to there. So it took whole the width of my body. That's why we call it a block element, because it just blocked the entire sentence or the entire space that it needs from very beginning to the very end. But when we are talking about inline element, so the inline element is something such as, we just use it here, the bold, strong, or mark. These are inline element because it just like fit into the line that we have. So it doesn't take all the space from A to Z, but the HR, it's a block element. That's why we call them block element and inline element. So we have the samples of these, which is, I just put it somewhere here and I will share it with you. We have them like this. So these, the one which is in the above, are the block elements, such as block code, address, HR, list and table, and all the elements with we have the heading, paragraph, formatted paragraph, and so on. So these are the block elements. Those which is like under it, they are inline element. So for the inline elements, such as we have the link, we have the bold, by direction override, we have image, we have italic or emphasize, those are strong, span. So those things are the inline elements, which are they're just like taking the space where they need. So let's just like put it into the practice and try it on. So what do we have? We have our website, Control-Alt-S. For your information, I'm not just repeating this next week because I'm just waiting for you to do an exam. Then later on, I will just prepare my file without saying this again. So I have to save it with the name and then the extension of HTML. Save. Later on, what we have the header, the HTML. Close it. Then we have the head. Close it. Later we have body, and close the body. These are essential for our work. Then we have title. Here I will write impact. Then later I will just go to the body. What I have an H2. Close the H2. This is a heading, so I'm just using this H2 to mention what we have today. Block, and where is the L? And inline elements. Control S. So now I'm just going to check if I did the coding right. Go into my folder, open the website. It's nice and clear here. We have it. This is the block, inline element, and here we change the title. So let's start. After this, what I have to add a new tag or a new element which called div. Div, we are just taking it as a container. So for the container, you know that whatever you are putting into container, you can just move it from here to there and then deal with it as you want. So here is the same. So whatever we are putting in the container, all the style and all the rules are going to be applied on the entity of the container. So let's just like first write what we have. We have div, it's for division. Then what we are putting here, we are just putting a paragraph and putting another pre-formatted paragraph just to have something in this between. So for the paragraph, I will write hello all. And here I will write today we are taking today our session will be about block and inline elements. I will just do something like this. Then I'm going here, refresh. I see that my data looks something like this because it's normal. Now I will apply something on this div to see what will happen into, or what will do this change into the paragraph and the pre-formatted paragraph that I put. So here I will write style equal. What I have here, I will change first the text align to center. Then I will change the background color to something hashtag EEE. So here, when we are using the hexa numbers for the colors, if we have something that is being repeated, so we don't need to write 6 times this thing, we will just write it 3 times. Or if we have for 2 of them, for example, the first 2 is double E, so I will write just 1 E and then the rest. So it will see or look at it as that the first 2 digit is just like similar. That's why you just put it 1. So here I have triple E, so I just put it like this. Then we have color for the text color, we mean. So let's give it something navy. Control S. So here I just add these things to my div. This is the div that which is represent a block element, and then let's see what will happen. Refresh. I see now, because we have a block element, it takes from the very beginning to the very end. And because it's a container, so whatever we wrote in the style for the div, it will apply on the paragraphs that is in the inside the div. So these elements, which is going to be inside the div, they will take the style from the div. That's why we just wrote it this way. So we didn't change anything in the paragraph that we have. You see it here. We didn't change anything. We didn't add any style for them. But in the output, I see, no, there is a big change here, and things is changed based on the require from the div. So that's why here we have the div, it is from A to Z. So I can limit the block element as well. How? I will add width. Let's say I want just 40% of my body to be taken by the div. Control S. So here I see it is the whole from A to Z. After refreshing, as we now it's just become the bit that I gave it from the body, which is around 40%. So if I change this 40, I change it to 60, just let's say 60, Control S, and then refresh. I see it's just getting bigger because I said I want to use 60% of my body. This is block element. So what about inline element? We said that inline element, there is many tags that we already took it in inline. So now we are just trying to use span. Span is something that we can apply it wherever and whenever we want, just like keep it like this. So if I just wrote here in this between, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's give it style to see how the output will be. So I will just say background color, maroon, Control S. Let's see the output. As you see, so let's see color, the pink to be more clear. Yes. So the block element, we said that it will take from A to Z, or from the very beginning of the body to the very end of the body in the width. But for inline element, it will just take the space that it needs, no more. I didn't give anything, I didn't limit it, but it limits itself by its own self. As we see here, there is no width. However, I add width here just to limit the block element, but here I don't need to limit it because it's just already limit itself, just use the space that it needs. So this is the difference between them. So if I want to apply the inline element as we did it before, we can just apply it something like this. Span, then close it. Now I could just add style equal color. Let's just say this is red. Then We can apply here something else. Span. This is the fun that I said to you, that you can just use different color for different part of your text. And let's say style equal green. Control S. And now we have the last one, the last bit. Span. Span. Give it a style equal color. Here I forgot the color. So color, let's give it color orange. Control S. So let's just see what will be the output. Here we see it normal. After refreshing, we see this is red, this is green, this is orange. And we can just even make change in one line. For example, here we can add a span for each letter. Another span. And another one. So here I will add style equal color red. Then just to save time, I'll just copy this, Control C, Control V, Control V. Yeah, so we said this is red, this is green, and this is blue. Control S. So just let's see what will be the result. Refresh. We see hello. Each letter is in different colors. So you can just make rainbow name for yourself if you want, just like to have something fun. So yes, maybe in the exam, I will bring you something like this. I will just ask you to make this website for me. This is as a sample. So what you're going to do, you're going to just apply the code as I did it now without any issue. And it's so easy, so simple, and so nice. So here we can see that an inline element can take the space that it needs. No more, no less. But for the block element, it's so greedy because they will just say, okay, from A to Z, it's just for me. So it will just take the whole width of the body if you are not limiting. So if you want to stop this, you can just limit it and say, okay, I'm not giving you 100%. Let's say I will give you 60%, or I will give you, let's say 25%. So this is how you deal with the elements block and inline. I think this is enough for today because Mama Sabnar want to practice with all of you today's class and yesterday's class, yesterday's session, that the topic that we took and today. So that's why I will leave you with her and wish you best of luck and thank you for your time. Bye bye. Go ahead, Mom.